Hello, everyone. Welcome to Just Me, apparently. Kev, where are you?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. You're not used to me doing that to you at the end of the show. I thought, okay, well, it's time to
Aye.
neck things up. We'll have a
Thanks for the
little table.
curveball, mate. Thanks for the curveball. That was. How are we? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the show that I'm starting.
Does it feel weird, like sleeping on the wrong side of the bed? You got a side of the bed?
Of course, we've got a side of the bed.
I wonder if there are many couples out there that don't have a side of the bed.
No,
Like,
I think you bed yourself into a certain side of the bed. Like it ends up kind of acclimatizing itself to the shape of you, and that's the only way you can be comfortable is on that side. I'm a big proponent of a side of the bed.
Aye, and you try and lie on the other side, and you're like, "Oh, this just doesn't feel right." Like writing with your left hand if you're a right hand, and vice versa.
Aye. I was going to say it another way, but I'm not going to bother.
No. Say it.
No, it's too filthy for the start of the show.
Is it something related to your ass?
No. I'll say 4 words. Stranger in the tub.
Andy Gibbs says, "Hello, guys."
Hello, Andy.
So the premise of tonight's show is we're going to be chatting and ranking our favorite Christmas movies 1 to 10. This is how it's going to work. There are 10 slots. J Mac and I have to agree together on which movie goes where, right? And if I'm like, no, and you're like, aye, then it doesn't work. We both have to go, right, okay, I'll give you that. And we can debate it out. We can get you guys in the comments. You can debate it out with us. You can tell us what you think, right? Andy Gibb says, don't hold back. You don't normally. Lol. John Fulton says, mine's is in the middle. Apparently. He's either single, right, or his missus is tiny.
What?
The side of the bed.
They're talking about the bed. I was like, what's he on about? Right. I got you. So I hope so. I like the long ones.
See, before we get into movies that are about Christmas or Christmas movies, what determines a Christmas movie? What makes a Christmas movie? Right? What are the rules here? Right? And I will say what's on everybody's mind. Die Hard. Right?
See,
what is a Christmas movie? Let's get the definition up first before we start punting these into the 1 to 10.
For me, I feel like for me, a Christmas movie is a movie where Christmas is a major plot point of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, just because something happens to be at Christmas doesn't mean that it's a Christmas film, right? I don't sit down with like a Yule log and candles burning to sit and watch Rocky IV just because they fight.
A Yule log, mate. It's a fucking Swiss roll.
It's a Yule log. It's a Swiss roll for three. No, it's a Swiss roll for 364 days a year. But on Christmas Day, it's a Yule log.
It's a Yule type jolly.
You're a log.
Yeah, Yule log. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. A Yule log. What are you on about, man? A Yule log. What's it?
Yeah, that's what I call my Boxing Day shite. Shouldn't have had sweet corn with my turkey.
Hey, it's Kevin McAllister. Oh yeah, we have those emotions on our Twitch and on our YouTube. If you decided to subscribe, hey, it's been a long time since we've ever plugged that. If you want to become a subscriber on our YouTube, like obviously you can subscribe for free, which you should do if you're watching the show and you haven't already. I'm going to be raging if you haven't. But you can also subscribe for like, what is it, 59p a month or £2 a month, $2.99. And if you do that, you're kind of supporting the show. I say kind of because we fucking broke, but you're still helping get a little less broke. And what that also means is you get all these cool wee perks and stuff that we update regularly, just content that's only for your eyes, extra special hidden shows and all that cool stuff that we're always doing. So
we don't struggle to get one a week out these days.
You should definitely go ahead and just proper punt yourself right into that if you can. Also remember, if you head to surfshark.com, and there's also a link on our website somewhere. If you go there and just like buy stuff, you'll get 82% off a VPN, which stops people being able to spy on you. Enough of that. Hey, listen, as a salesman, I don't really sell that stuff well. Jenkins maybe does a minute.
No, I think what you need to do, or what we need to do as a podcast team, is sit down and like just make a standalone little ad that we can play during the show at some point. Because
this.
at the start of every show, going, "Oh, aye, by the way, I forgot about us."
You know-
doesn't he smack of professionalism?
It'd be great if we had access to like a film studio or film crew and some
Aye, it
great
would.
cameras and stuff.
Where could you get one of those?
Well, let me tell you, www.noreel.co.uk. If you want to hire us to do anything, come to our film studio, all that cool stuff, you can do so at www.noreel.co.uk.
Even that was already better than the Surfshark one.
Sorry. It's because I believe in that. I think I believe in that. I don't know if Surfshark's really for you.
We're really good at selling this. Like, it's like, here, buy this thing that I don't really know.
No, I've got it. It works. It's class. Basically, if you put on Surfshark, say that you're in Japan, go to Pornhub, you get Japanese porn. So I've heard.
I can't even watch Japanese porn.
Aye.
I think it's weird that every guy in Japan's got a pixelated willy. It's like everywhere else in the world, they're just normal willies, but in Japan, for some reason, they're pixelated. It must be murder to do a pee.
Like a garden sprinkler. Any road. Aye. So welcome to the chats, guys. Keep it coming through the show. Let us know what your favorite Christmas movie is. So what constitutes a Christmas movie? Something that is involved with Christmas, right? So Die Hard, what are we calling it a Christmas movie? Guys at home, tell us here, because this is an ongoing debate.
I think the general consensus now, and I think it has been confirmed by the filmmakers, and I think Bruce Willis himself, is it is a Christmas film. But I wholeheartedly disagree. I just don't think it is.
Because nobody's wearing a Santa suit and nobody's got Christmas lights up. Oh, wait a minute. They do. So
there's no snow, mate. You need snow in a Christmas film.
Have you not been around the last 10 years? We barely have snow on Christmas.
I know, but that's what makes a Christmas film. A Christmas film, like the snow adds to the magic of Christmas. Like, I am so hoping for a white Christmas this year. One of the reasons I'm hoping for it is because I don't need to go anywhere on Christmas Day. It's in my house, so there's no travelling to worry about. Don't need to worry, oh, are we going to get there? Are we going to live? It's just, it's there. A nice wee dusting of snow in the morning, and that's where we go.
Matthewman says, always good when you tune in for a good old festive chat and the first words you hear are Japanese porn, lol. Do you expect anything else, Matthewman?
Wait, bring up Andy Gibbs' comment again.
It's midget
yeah, you can sneak that one away. I love the way he put in, I heard. It's not like he's got it saved in favourites.
You just know he's the kind of guy that comments on videos, like porn videos.
I don't know the guy. Maybe you tell me, is he that type of guy?
I'm going to say he doesn't watch porn. That's what I'm going to say. So Die Hard, we're just going to agree that it is a Christmas film. And I'm sure I heard Bruce Willis or Walter Willis say that he didn't believe that to be a Christmas film.
No, I don't think it is. I think there's somebody tried to justify it by saying, "Oh, the bit at the end where there's paper floating about everywhere is to represent snow." I think it's because an office building just blew up. But there you go.
But let's not get buried in semantics. Andy says, Alistair Sims Scrooge, 1951, classic. Objet.
I've actually never seen that one, although I have heard it's one of the best adaptations. I've seen recently the newest kind of Christmas Carol adaptation thing, which is Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. I wasn't expecting much for it. I honestly wasn't expecting much from it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really funny. The music in it was class. I had a smile on my face the whole way through it. The music is done by the same people that did the music for The Greatest Showman. So it's if you're into musicals, or even if you're not, it is definitely worth a watch. Properly funny, laugh out loud funny.
Lyle Crocodile, they done the well. I went to see Violent Night, which is essentially Die Hard meets Home Alone, for adults. It's
Mhm.
funny as shit. You know how you've seen it yet, J Mac? No.
No, I haven't. No.
You know how we go to the cinema, right? And something bad happens to somebody, and I'm like, "Meh!" Well,
Oh,
that
I
happens
know.
several times through this film. A guy got the Christmas star for the Utopia tree shoved in his eye socket, right? And he's like, "Ah, it's in my eye," and then it gets turned on and it blows his head up. I was screaming.
I'm looking forward
Um,
to seeing it even more now, to be honest.
I'm not going to tell you anything else that happens. All I'll say is a lot of Home Alone stuff happens, and you're like, they're not going to fall for this, and it's funny. There's a tiny wee bit of the woke culture in there, right? But it's sprinkled, like, of course,
Sprinkled like reindeer dust.
of course, the couple that are together, they're mixed race because it has to be, right? And the white man is obviously a bitch. His wife is the ass kicker. The man is the absolute bitch. All that stuff. There's a lot of that in there, but I forgive it purely because it's like I feel like the movie never had that in it originally. And what happened was they were like, "Look, lads, we've got to do this, otherwise it's not getting made." They got it made, and we'll forgive it because we can tell it was made. It just wasn't made as a woke movie. You could just tell that there just has to be something in there, and
I
because
don't
it's
think it's.
fun,
I don't think it's that woke. I mean, the
nah,
the main villain in it is is a person of color. You could say
no, it's not.
John
Is he?
Leguizamo. John
Is he?
Leguizamo is John Leguizamo a minority? Is his name Leguizamo?
wait, wait. He,
I can't
he's a
remember if
class.
he's Puerto Rican or Mexican. Is one of them.
But he's a
So
great bad guy.
he's a great good guy as well. I love John Leguizamo.
Aye. I saw a movie, and anybody that's watching, maybe tell me what this movie is, right? And I've never known, but I always remember this scene. I remember turning on like Channel 5 back before we had like way back when TVs used to run on coal and you could punch a telly and you'd end up with a broken fist, right? But I put a channel on it, was maybe Channel 5 or something, and he sits in a car. I'm like, oh, there's John Leguizamo, right? And he sits down in the car and he's ready to drive away, and you just see a wee silencer gun and it shoots him in the head and he lies there dead. And then that was the end of the movie, and I'm like, well then. And I never knew what movie that was.
I could be wrong, but I think it might be a film called Summer of Sam.
Possible.
Possible.
Well, we'll definitely look into that. But let's get to some movies now. Let's get to some Christmas movies. So how we're gonna do this is this way. Boom.
Boom.
No, I just can't see your face because of the Christmas tree. Look. Sorry.
Mate, watch this, watch this. What is my Christmas without you? A wee inside joke.
Wait. Another long sleigh ride with him.
It's a great Christmas song. It really is. It's a great Christmas song.
Mm-hmm. Go and check out What Is My Christmas by G. Tom Mack. You can find it on all streaming platforms, Spotify and all that cool stuff. Actually, is the most Christmassy song that has ever been released in the last 20 years. That's what a Christmas song should sound
easily.
like.
It sounds like it could be for the 70s or 80s. Do you know, it's got that. I mean, it's got it's got bells and everything through it, and it's just a good old fashioned Christmas song.
Energy as well.
Aye, it's a great song.
Energy.
Shout out to G. Tom Mack.
Proper screamer of a pre-chorus. Like, it's just everything about it is just such Christmas song. The guy's phenomenal. Anyways, here is a big list, right, of Christmas movies donated by somebody that was not me, right? But all our favourites are in there, so it's covered, right? And then there's some extras.
I don't think you can get around a copyright claim by going, this was provided by somebody that was not me. I'm pretty sure you have to name the person and thank them and stuff.
I don't know. It was just a template. It was just a template. If there was a right, but I built all this wee bit, right? But this was just like a pre-packed set of Christmas films. So I was very happy with that because I was prepared to sit down and get on with it and put all these other movies in. But I'm glad because it gives us more to talk about. Andy Gibb says, J Mac, you have not done a farting Christmas Carol yet.
Do you know what? Actually, I have it. It's called Fart the Herald Angels Sing.
Fart the Herald Angels Sing. Do you know what? I've got like a a back catalogue still waiting of new material for J Mac that I've not yet
New
compilated.
material.
New material. Like, he sold out a bit though. He's went a bit mainstream though. It's no as good as his earlier stuff. Kevin, it's like once the fame gets to their head,
It does change the way you fart.
It was after that aneurysm in your arse. That's probably what it was. Now your farts just sound like ghosts.
Mate, your medical terminologies are fantastic. Fucking an aneurysm in your arse. I don't think that's a thing.
I don't know what it was, man, but you definitely went through it. Peace out.
It was a perirectal cyst. That's what it was.
Fair. A perisaturn cyst. Fuck you know, man. A cyst. It's all the same thing. Quite lumpy bit, right?
Right. So, actually, there's a film here that I'm going to mention just to kind of start the ball rolling now. I don't think it's going to go on the list, but it's the fifth one along in the top row, A Christmas Story. Now, I know this is supposed to be like a beloved Christmas film. I have actually never seen it, and I started watching it the other day because it happened to be on BBC Two. And I think it must be one of those ones that unless you see it as a kid, it's not going to work for you
because it's pish.
Aye, really didn't seem to be for me. Argue the case with me if anybody's listening that actually loves that film, but I don't think it was one that really here in the UK certainly. I don't think it was one that we've seen too often. I don't think it was on TV that often. It's not like it's not like Home Alone or something that's on all the time. It's quite a it's more of an American thing, I think, that one.
Aye. Fair play. Hey, is Die Hard 2 a Christmas movie? I know.
Yeah. Aye, there's snow in it. There's actually more snow in that one than there is in the first one. So that's more a Christmas film than the first one.
Well, by the way, I mean, it's hard doing it from 10 till 1, right? Because, I don't know. But see this right here. Casper's Haunted Christmas. Huge nostalgia for me.
I've never seen that.
I've got it on DVD because I had it on videotape. And then someone I know, someone really popular is in that, I believe, like a voice, because I actually spent a lot of time watching that as a kid, because back in the days you'd get a couple of videotapes and then you just rewatch them like hell, right?
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
Yeah,
right. And that was one of them. I can tell you everything that happens in it, and because it was probably, if I was to watch it now, I'd be like, oh, this is made quite weird. But back then, to me, it had its own style, and everything about it, I just absolutely loved it. For me, it's one of those that is going on this list. Put it this way, I'm going to argue, and I'd like to put it in at number 10 only. And it's hard. You can't actually. It's hard for you to agree.
It really is
because you've never seen it.
Yeah.
Does that mean I can put it up or no?
I don't know. I think we both have to have seen it to put it on the list.
Aye, fair play. Well, all I'm saying is Casper's Haunted Christmas is on my personal list. Right, it's up there. And if it had a Blu-ray box set that came with like a poster and all that stuff, I'd spend 50 quid on it. Easy.
That's a lot.
Right? That tells you that I'm right into it. Andy Gibb says The Man Who Invented Christmas is a good movie. Aye, class. Aye, I'll need to check that one out. So Never-Ending Story. You know how much I hold Never-Ending Story in my heart?
Yes.
This would be on that shelf. Casper's Haunted Christmas. If anybody's not seen it, it was on Netflix for a while. I don't know if it still is, but it definitely deserves a spot on my mantle. Can though, can I? Right, Elf. We put an Elf up.
Yes, I don't think we can place it in a certain point just yet, but it can certainly go on the list.
We can put it up, right?
And we can move it.
Yes, right. Like yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. Kind of whole yodeling thing. What was it? Price is Right and all that, and they would move things about and whatnot. Family Fortunes or whatever. Right. So I'll set Elf at 5. Would you agree? Right now.
Aye, that's a fine place for Elf to start.
And Elf, Elf isn't even a childhood movie for me. I was like a grown ass teenager when that came out. Felt like a
grown ass teenager.
It came out in 2003, and I remember going to see it in the cinema, and I was able to go to the cinema myself. I had my own money. You know what I mean? So
what year were you born? 1991.
91.
Right, so you'd have been 12.
Wow,
Okay.
I was, and 12-year-olds now don't even know how to wipe their own arse.
No, but they can
But
turn an iPad on.
I had my own money at that point. Like I was able to have my own money and to go out and make decisions for myself and get my own dinner, see to my own dinner and that stuff at 12. So I'd have been, I probably was 13 because I'd have been in first year at school. That's right.
Right.
So that was my first taste of independence, going to see Elf. So it was good. I remember these girls were seeing it as well, and one came and like lay on my knee. So I always kind of remember like this is strange. Like you don't.
These days that's called sexual assault, but moving on.
Well, it doesn't. It's sexual assault if I do it. Otherwise, it's
And
just
the life has ended.
otherwise, I'm just lucky, right? So, Elf. Anybody disagrees with putting Elf at 5? We're going to start Elf at 5. I would be comfortable moving it down the way if something trumps it, but I think 5 is a good. I think that's where it peaks for me.
Yeah. That's fine. Let's go with that.
I think other people love that movie more than I think it should be loved. Well, it should
Aye,
be
I mean,
loved.
it's good.
just
It's
think-
good fun, but I don't rate it as highly as a lot of people. I think
And
it
they
is
do.
officially one of the best Christmas films ever made, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it that being
Oh, is it
that
no
good.
Christmassy enough for you? No snow in it. What else we got here? Christmas Carol. By the way, my sister came in today to my house, right? And she handed Rosie a £2 coin and a £1 coin. Rosie is my 3-year-old daughter, right?
I see where this
And
is going.
she took them and went and put them on her eyes like that, right? And I started laughing. And my sister's like, why is that funny? I goes, who are you, Rosie? And she goes, I'm freaking Marley. Freaking Marley. That's how she says Jacob Marley, right? I started laughing and then she went like that. Tuppence is tuppence. Christmas Carol, the Jim Carrey version, has been played endlessly by my daughters in this holiday period, and I'm loving it. That has to take a space up there.
I think that's gone above Elf for me.
For me also, I'd put that at 4. As far as Christmas Carol goes, there's only one that I would put above that.
I think we're both on the same one here.
we absolutely are. Shall I just put it up there now?
Yeah, and I think that might move up.
Oh, for me, I couldn't move it anywhere further.
We're going to argue,
However,
man. That's going to be fun.
But I'm so looking forward to it. And hey, it may move up. It may move up, right? But when we get to that point, that's where we'll hustle it, right?
I think the Muppet Christmas Carol is it's such a charming wee film, man. I love how close it stays to the source material while changing enough that it's really going to keep the kids interested and stuff. And the songs are great. It's got some really good funny bits in it as well. The bit where the wee the wee drummer boy gets smacked in the face with a cymbal. It just every time I see it, I absolutely piss myself laughing. In fact, I'd love it. I don't know how easy it'd be for you to do, Kev, but there is a clip of it on YouTube. If you could bring it up just so that we could share the joy of this with anybody that's watching. The stuff that you can do with a hand puppet when it comes to facial expressions will beat any CGI that will ever exist. In fact, I remember Nick Maley talking to us about this. Nick Maley is the guy who built the original Yoda for Star Wars.
Nice.
And he was talking about the second trilogy, the one that started with the Phantom Menace, and he was talking about the CGI Yoda, and he was like, you just can't get the expression, or certainly back then, you just couldn't get the expressions that you could get just by doing this, just by doing that with your fingers. What that does to a puppet's face, you couldn't replicate it with CGI, and that's one of the things I love about puppetry. And this particular face, this face.
Can you actually narrate it? If I play the sound, we'll get smashed on the old YouTube, as you know. Yes, C. Matthew Mann, Scrooged is a phenomenal Christmas movie, and that is one that I know J Mac and I will be putting on this list. Here we go. Can you narrate this? Sing the song.
No, that's the wrong song.
Is it?
Yeah, just type in Muppet Christmas Carol Drummer Boy.
Drummer Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yeah, that would do.
That's what I have written. Where are we here? No,
It feels like Christmas is the right song. So, go for that.
So where are we?
Oh no way! It starts after they get hit. That's a bastard.
It means you've watched it before because we share the same YouTube.
Oh,
There
here we
you
go. Here we go. Watch the boy on the right. Once more.
One
Do it again.
You make that face sometimes.
Tends to be just before. I tend to make that face just before I send you a wee video.
God dang it, pal. So we're back here on our list. Oh, look, we can do us in the bottom. There we go.
Oh, hiya.
This doesn't work. This will do. So we've got in the third position Muppets Christmas Carol. We've got Christmas Carol with we call it the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Elf.
I think a Christmas Carol, like the Charles Dickens story, A Christmas Carol. I think I actually was discussing this with somebody the other day. I think it's my favourite story ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's just my favourite Christmas story. I think it's just my favourite story of kind of the character arc of Scrooge getting this miserable get to being a guy who loves Christmas, because I love Christmas, man. I love it a lot, and to see that miserable get actually coming around to it just always warms my cockles.
But he does have a very quick, like, I don't think his story arc, like, he changed like that. And
he gets shown a lot of stuff, man. I think if I was to get shown that kind of stuff, it would change me.
Did it really change him, or was he just putting an act on? you brilliant young boy. The guy gave you lip. The guy gave you lip. You know what I mean?
Gave you lip.
Jingle All the Way.
I don't think I can put it in my top 10.
Jack Frost.
Again, no, good film. Just like Jingle All the Way, good film, but I don't think it's in my top 10.
Most definitely, right?
Santa Claus, somewhere below Elf, I think. So stick it on 6th, and then we'll move it if we need to.
Yeah.
I love Tim Allen is just endlessly charming anyway. So to see him in the role of Santa Claus, it's watching him change from a normal guy into Santa Claus is just really funny. Like watching his belly gradually getting bigger, and like he shaves in the morning, then it instantly grows back. He's like, I'm in deep trouble. It's just it's a good wee film, but it's quite dark as well, to be honest. Like they start bringing in psychologists to see the kid and stuff like that, and it turns out about a family therapy film. So there is things to be taken away from it for kids and adults. But I'd rate it up there.
Grammys?
Was that
the Gremlins?
Gremlins is definitely a Christmas film.
It's definitely that's Die Hard levels of Christmas film, though.
No, it's a proper Christmas film, man. It's set in a sleepy little town, and it's always snowing. Linda, don't you worry. Santa Claus the movie is definitely going on this list, and it's going to be effing high up it.
I don't think I've watched it.
Oh, dude.
So it definitely isn't going up on that list then, is it? Unless we put Casper's Haunted Christmas up there, I know.
Kevin's very sorry to let you down, Linda.
Do you know what? I'm going to have to watch it this Christmas. There's a million Christmas movies that I've not seen, and I've seen it a lot.
Yeah, I think, again, if you've never seen it before, it's probably not going to have the same effect on you as it has on me.
What about Ernest's Christmas? All the Ernest movies grew up with.
The best thing to come out of Ernest is this.
Matthewman says, Gremlins is my top 5 movies ever. Love those wee fuckers. We played that in the cinema years ago. Remember, Jay Mack?
A few years back now, aye.
A favourite in our house is Christmas with the Cranks. It's quite a pish, but we love it. Do you know I saw that as well? Susan Sarandon's in that, isn't she?
I like the bit in that where it's Jamie Lee Curtis. It's Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen. It's a bit where Tim Allen gets Botox and he can't swallow and stuff. He's just dribbling out of his cell. It's funny.
That happens to me when I go to the dentist and my face is like that. 'Twas the Night. See, there's too many. Trading Places. Is that defined as a Christmas movie?
It seems to be. It's on Sky Movies Christmas movies list as well. I've only seen it. I've only seen it once. I can't really. I'm sure it's great, but there's going to be way many more films that are above that in the list. So.
You know what happens in this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was the very first time that Jamie Lee Curtis worked with Dan Aykroyd, and then they worked together in My Girl.
Yeah. It's also the very first time she got her chebs out in a film.
Did she get them out in that film?
Yes.
Can't say I noticed.
Andy, the Grinch is going to be a big discussion point. So don't you worry, son. It's coming. It's coming.
Polar Express, by the way, fucking shite.
I'm not a huge fan of Polar Express, to be
So
honest.
pish.
I don't think
expected
I'd
so
put
much
it.
putting it on.
I think it's really boring. It is really. It's stunning looking. It's a great looking film.
I watched it as an adult though, right? And I remember the Polar Express. Like I was in primary 6, and the primary 7s were getting to go to the cinema to see Polar Express, and they got to take their wee fucking goodie bags and that, and we go fuck all, right? So I didn't watch it for so long because I was like, fuck them and the Polar Express pish. Fuck them, right? And then I watched it and was like, I'm glad I never went to see that in the fucking cinema.
I hope nobody's got their kids listening to this going, guys, these two guys are doing a Christmas movie ranking. Let's watch this. Well, maybe put in some comments. You're like, fuck them with a fuck. Watch the language. Watch the language.
Aye, okay. So what else we got? Christmas of the Kanks, no going up there. That Christmas Chronicles was all right.
It was all right, isn't it? It's not a top 10.
Phenomenal.
It's not. It's definitely not a top 10.
We're far too far away for it to be up in the top 10. Love Actually.
I do really like it. I think I've liked it the older that I've gotten as well. Like I didn't really like it when it first came out. I seen it in the cinema and it was like, you're with a girlfriend, you go see Love Actually. But I don't know, man. I watched it again last year or the year before, and it's a charming wee film. Is it top 10 material? I don't think so, but I don't know. We'll see what else we can find here.
Friday After Next. It's a Christmas
piss
film.
off. Next.
Hey, shout out to Doug Curtis, our good friend who made that film with Ice Cube.
Aye, it's not a Christmas film. It's a Friday film.
We should have him on to talk about it. That's like saying Die Hard's not a Christmas film. It's a Die Hard film.
I did.
You would be wrong. I think we've discussed this.
Wrong?
Bad Santa.
I'm never wrong.
How many of these movies have we had people on the show? There's
I know, it's
Thornton and Bad Santa. Yeah,
what an interesting wee life we've led.
Mind that time, Gilliam. And yet here we are. Bad Santa.
Again, great film. I don't know if it's top 10 material, but we might have to revisit it. Nativity is pish. I'm sorry.
The worst Nativity. The fact it was called Nativity and it looked like something that was on like
STD. Let's get National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation up there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's a good spot for it now. So
aye. What about
do you know what? One thing I don't like about, like, you've got access to so much information about everything now with the internet, and you get really disillusioned with the people you really like. I used to love Chevy Chase films, but I know that he's an absolute wanker, and it annoys me. Apparently so. I know that's the thing. It's like it really does. It really does affect how you feel about things, and it's a shame because he did some really good films, and that's definitely one of his best. He is really good in it, but it's a shame he's an arse.
Is he? We'll definitely talk about that in another show. But
coming up the next show, Chevy Chase.
Are we whacking Scrooged up there as well with Bill Murray?
Oh, definitely. I think it's a solid 8 now. Aye, stick it there. Looking good, man.
I know that this Mickey's Miracle on Thingy, I've seen that, and I remember liking it. What was the Ugly Duckling one I really liked? It was just called The Ugly Duckling. It was a wee duck that like everybody picked on him because he was different.
There's every chance it is, because there's a very famous story called The Ugly Duckling.
It's probably that one. Nightmare Before Christmas. I know that you said you watched it again recently, and you want to really, and I actually also feel that's more of a Halloween movie than it is a Christmas film.
You're probably right. I think like I think on a technical level, it's an amazing film. Like what they did with the stop motion, that it would have been an absolute nightmare to get it to look the way it does. But unfortunately for me, it just doesn't have the content in it to warrant it being such a highly respected film. I think that if it wasn't Tim Burton that made it, it would have fallen into obscurity. But because it was made by him, it's managed to stay in the zeitgeist. But nah, I think it's quite forgettable, to be honest. I don't even think the songs are very good. And nothing actually happens in it. It's just the Grinch getting told a different way.
Hey, White Christmas, we could have chucked that up on the list, but we'll get banned.
Moving on swiftly.
Hey, are we running out of things to put up?
No, we are not. There it is.
What
Your Santa Claus the movie.
Is that? Oh, where is it?
Next row up, right above.
Canny, I've not seen it.
Ah, shit. Right, okay.
And I mean, I can. It just means that Casper's Haunted Christmas goes up there. I know.
Right, Kevin. I think right. We need to pick the 9 and 10 spots, right? And then we can argue over the first two.
Because I think our first two are fairly similar.
I'm actually going to I'm going to call an audible, as they say, and I'm going to say the Richard Attenborough Miracle on 34th Street. I think that should definitely be in that top 10 list.
Yes, where I saw it kind of about there.
Yeah, you're up there. That's you.
When he's not chasing dinosaurs, he's chilling with Matilda. Hey, Home Alone 3 was not terrible. I'm going to Terminator 3 this, by the way. I think if it was its own, and they moved away from the McAllister family, so I accepted it. The boy's called Alex. I'm fine with it. I don't think that was a terrible, going back, we always, every year, Home Alone 1 and 2, I just watched Home Alone in the cinema the other day, and I was proper mad with the feels, man, watching it in the cinema. And you know what was great? Do you know what was great? Listening to a room full of people all laughing at it with you. That's what I've missed.
Was it a busy screen?
It's been busy every day. I've had it on for a week, and it's doing really well.
That's good, man.
That's really good. 15 to 20 every screening. Right, which means you're sitting there and people are there with their kids passing it on to the next generation. Exactly what I done. My son Harry is mad on Home Alone. He has the wee figure of Kevin McAllister. I remember we paid like 60 quid for this stupid thing, man. We figure that comes with a pizza and a shotgun and whatnot, right? So my son knows all about Home Alone. Probably up there with his favorite, even though he's got a wee space watch and the screensaver's Home Alone, right? He loves Home Alone. But see, watching other people take their kids to the cinema to pass on Home Alone to them, it made it all that much better. If you can, anywhere that you live, and you've got an opportunity to go and see Home Alone in the cinema with other people there, go do it. Because it just totally, I was like blown away with it. So blown away with it. Home Alone 3 class.
I'm gonna bring up. In fact, what I was going to say about Home Alone 3, I preferred that new piece of shit Home Alone with Ruth Davidson in it to that one. I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
We're gonna fight, mate. We're gonna fight.
I did. Well, we don't really need to fight because it's not going on the list anyway.
Well, no, but I would over the Ruth Davidson shite.
Can we go back up to the list for a minute? Now, I think there might need to be some jiggery pokery here. I think everything from Elf down has to move down a space.
Think so?
Yeah.
Why so? There's something missing in there. Is it Jingle All the Way?
No. Home Alone 2.
Oh, mate, why do you know what? I'm glad that you did this because I feel like an idiot now.
Yeah, right there.
I don't know, because I really love Home Alone 2. I would even well, see, before we go back to the formation, right? Let's just do what we came here to do, right? and we're not debating that this should be on here, right? I would put it like this. This is how it sits in my life, right? But right now, just for argument's sake, I'm going to sit it here, okay? Right? Do you disagree that this should be on this list, The Grinch?
Objectively, probably not. I think it should be on the list, but I think it should be far, far south.
Oh, I would so disagree, purely because if you want something completely Christmas, There's nothing in that that's not Christmas. That is Christmas personified.
I think if I was to have my way, I would put that between Home Alone 2 and Elf.
You would put it here.
Yeah, that's where I would put that.
So you'd move Home Alone up to 4, and it would be 5.
No,
Mm,
no. And aye, sorry. Yeah.
So so all these. So
No,
Home Alone
no. I
2.
think it would need to move down. It would just need to move number 10 off the list.
Right. Huh. So what would be number 2 then?
And we still need to decide.
Oh, right. Wait. No. So tell me then.
Well,
What would you
actually,
put here?
no, sorry. I'm
Is there
talking
an
balls.
alternative?
Number 10 doesn't have to come off, right? But if you go back up again, what
Uh-huh.
my suggestion would do would put the Grinch down at number 6 and
Oof.
everything above it would move up one.
Oofed. So would Elf move it down? Like, where does Elf go? Up. So Elf becomes 5.
Yeah.
Mm,
Right, move the Grinch out the way. Right, and just move the other ones up. So Muppet Christmas Carol into number 2, Christmas Carol into 3, Home Alone 2 into 4, Elf into 5.
You honestly would see that?
Yeah.
No, I think you're on crack, mate.
Mate,
No.
speak your mind, man. I mean,
No, I mean, I'm going to battle it with you. Like, so Home Alone, we're 100% not fighting on that, right? Home Alone is the Christmas film. Yeah, for us anyway.
yes.
There is no right? So for me, the Grinch sits right there. That's how my Christmas looks. I don't know if you can see, like I got my wee Grinch here. I got everything Grinch. I have my wee Grinch slippers, right? I'm a Grinch dude. I love Jim Carrey. I think everything he does. Maybe Spotless Mind is a bit weird. Number 27 was good. Oh, was it number 27?
23.
23. That was
by the way,
class.
see, there is one bit of the one bit of the Grinch that I love, and I think one of the reasons I love it is because I know it's an outtake that they left in.
Aye.
And it's when he goes to take the tablecloth out,
Uh-huh.
and he just goes woomph, and everything stays on the table. He walks off screen, comes back, and just knocks it all over. It's because that wasn't meant to happen. When he pulled it, it was all supposed to fall over anyway. And they were like, you know what? That's funnier. In fact, everything stayed perfect. They walked off and came back. It was just like,
love it. The music, the sound, everything about it. Like, I can shut my eyes while that's on and transport myself back to when it came out, being a kid and stuff like that. I think, and I find it hard to pick flaws with the movie. It's exactly what The Grinch is. It's exactly what Dr. Seuss wrote. It's exactly like the original, but and it's timeless. You could watch that any time and it would still be class.
do you know what I find weird about it? I mean, it was directed by Ron Howard, but some of the camera work and stuff, I feel like it was directed by Oliver Stone or something. It's like Natural Born Killers with a green fucker in it. It's really these really weird Dutch angles, and it's a strange setup of a film. And I love Ron Howard. Like I said recently, actually, that I think the Elvis film that came out that was done by Baz Luhrmann. Personally, I thought it was utter shite. I think it should have been given to somebody like Ron Howard to make a proper film of it. It's basically because of Baz Luhrmann's weird, fucking trippy visual choices that he makes. It just annoyed me. I actually tuned out. I've never seen the last hour of the film. I was like, this is just not for me at all.
I really enjoyed it.
I know, and I remember you telling me it was getting standing ovations and stuff. My older brother loved it as well, as he's a big Elvis fan. I just it did not click with me at all, and I think that had it been given to somebody like Ron Howard, who could have done something, he could have done something that I would have liked more. But I'm obviously wrong because it performed really well and the fans loved it. It's obviously just a personal issue of mine. So why don't we just leave it with that number one? Just we'll leave them both there just for the sake of humanity.
For the now, or
no, just leave it there. and we need to find something to fill the number 6 slot, or find another film and then shuffle things about to fill in the number 6.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I don't think we can have two movies unless we both unanimously agree that they should be number one together.
the thing
feel
is,
like
I think we're so far apart on how we both feel about the Grinch that would never happen. But I feel like because this is our podcast, we should both have a say when it comes to number one. So I think leaving them both there is the most democratically appropriate thing to do.
What I would suggest is that the Grinch at least goes to number 2 and we move everything else down purely because we both completely agree on Home Alone. That should be its standalone. And this one
I'll give you that. Actually, one film that I have to give a mention, I haven't seen it for years, and I never seen it until I was a bit older because it was an old film. And I only started really appreciating really old films more recently. It's a Wonderful Life. Have you seen It's a Wonderful Life?
I've got it on Blu-ray. I've not actually watched it. Is it class?
It's phenomenal, but you haven't seen it, so it can't go on the list. Because I would have quite happy filled the gap with It's a Wonderful Life.
We should do this Halloween. We should do this next Christmas. We should do these all the time, and we'll see how it changes from the year previous, right?
Aye, just see how much we actually believe what we're saying.
Right, let's see what it changes because we'll have seen more, next year. So, I think Home Alone.
I think the top half's fine. I think the top half is fine. I think the bottom half needs a wee bit of work.
I would even say Home Alone 2 is better than Christmas Carol.
Nah, I don't think so.
I would totally disagree with you. Purely because, like Terminator 2, Home Alone 2 is one of those rare times where you can say that the sequel's as good or better than the original.
I think it's just the same film again. I don't think it's any better or worse. It's just the same film in a different setting. What I would say about A Christmas Carol is it deserves its place simply for the point in the film where Scrooge drops his keys and goes, "Bugger it!" It just always makes me chuckle. So it keeps its place. Don't move it.
I think Jim Carrey was phenomenal. How many Christmas movies has Jim Carrey been
in? That one.
And Grinch. So Jim Carrey's up here twice, if I'm correct. Just only twice.
Is there anybody else who appears here twice? Apart from Kevin McAllister.
Aye. Fair.
I don't think
Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern.
I don't think there is actually. I think it's a decent mixture here. I don't think there's any doublers in there, unless there's some background characters or supporting cast that show up in more than one film. But at a quick glance, I don't see it.
See Christmas Vacation. Doesn't his missus, like, she's in the shower? I think that was a bit brave for a Christmas film back then.
Well, there's a few things in that film that are really brave for a Christmas film.
Did you see
the fact that he drops an F-bomb, which, by the way, I don't remember that as a kid. I remember the Christmas Vacation film being a PG. It's now a 12, so I think they must have kind of recut it and re-released it for the UK.
Aye. Linda says Nightmare Before Christmas, Eternal Sunshine, and Baz Luhrmann are some of my favourite things. Feeling attacked. Sorry, Linda.
But the good thing is that's a 2-in-1 here, because I was attacking Baz Luhrmann and Nightmare Before Christmas. You were attacking the other one. What was it?
Aye, Eternal Sunshine.
I love Eternal Sunshine. It's what
they basically just wiped it,
fantastic film. Aye, that's very basically. So I don't know. I'm quite happy with how that list looks. It's just the Grinch. It's just always. I would actually see the animated Grinch with Benedict Cumberbatch. I think that was better. I know that's a horrible thing to say.
Don't run up a wall. No, I feel attacked.
We didn't run up my fucking ribs.
I didn't fucking get right.
Angels.
What was that I was going to say? I was going to say something really funny or really interesting. What we were speaking about before there, just when you were saying about
Linda Doyle was
Vacation.
feeling attacked.
No, it was Vacation. Aye, the new one. Have you seen? Like, I think it's just called Vacation, and it's a continuation of.
I know what you're going to tell.
You know exactly what I'm going to. I'm going
Come
to
on.
have to go in.
Come on.
Right. So, years in the future, they made this movie like about the kid, Chevy Chase's kid, who's now got his family. He's taken his family out to
Rusty
on a vacation,
Griswold.
right?
Rusty
Right.
Griswold sounds like a medical condition.
Right. I remember there was a good period. I don't know if it was 2018, 2017. A great period where just a couple of really good fucking comedies came out. It's the same year as Blockers with John Cena and that stuff. And that stuff had me howling. And anytime I put a comedy on, I'm like, oh, here we go. It just doesn't get me. But this 1 year and that Vacation came out in the same year. And there's a bit, and I remember just laughing so loud I woke my wife up. And I don't do that at comedy movies a lot these days, right?
I
Because they're
know the
usually
bit.
shite. It's about he's sitting in a jacuzzi, right? And he's sitting talking. The dad's talking to his son. He's like, you can talk to me about anything. They have this heart to heart, and this whole time as they're having this heart to heart, there's a man walking towards them, like ready to get in the jacuzzi, and he's got a towel on him, and he's like walking. You can see him in the background of the shot, and he's getting closer as he's walking. He's talking away to his son. He's like, we talk about anything. If there's anything you ever want to know, you just ask me, right? And at left field, his son goes, "What's a rim job?" And he goes, it's when people kiss. It's another word for a kiss. Ah. And now the man's like within earshot and he's walking towards and he goes, but anyway, it's time to go to bed now. So how about we give me one last rim job before we go to bed? And the guy just does a fucking 480 and he's away. I just like, no.
Right.
I was howling, mate. Howling.
Mate, I'm trying to scroll up the list here.
I
I forgot that you're in complete control. I think we should, just to wrap up, I think we should do a quick rundown for 1 to 10 favourite scenes from each one. That'd be a good way to wrap up.
Right, we'll start from 10 to 1 though.
Get the right, aye. Sounds like a plan.
Miracle of 31st Street.
You want to try that again?
Miracle on 31st Street.
Fourth. Jesus fuck.
Yeah, mate, 31st is a film though. It is.
Is it?
It is, and it's a different kind. And
Mate,
I actually felt.
Do you think Miracle on 34th Street's the fourth one in the series?
It is. See, look, because I had a fight with Lassie.
You've written 31st Street and 34th Street came up. You've not proved anything.
No, 31st Street.
So you arguing with this lassie was pointless.
No. It's Miracle on Sutton Street, right? And I remember she was like, "It's a Christmas film." No.
It's Miracle on 34th Street. It's the only one.
No, there's something else. It's no Christmas.
There are
no
2 or 3 versions of it, but it is the only one.
No, let me tell you this. There's a Miracle on something, right? And I brought it up in college once, and it's definitely a film. I'll tell you that right now, right? If
you would think Google would have brought it up by now, then, eh?
No, it's Miracle on something. Miracle on Street, not what was it? Miracle on Street, not Christmas movie, right? It definitely is it's definitely a movie. Nah, wait,
this is going extremely well for you.
No, I'm telling you.
I want to see that. Megan looks creepy as fuck.
Aye, you just want to see more of that dull. 34th Street.
Alright, dull.
There's no Miracle on. There's Miracle on Sutton. I'm going to find it, and I'll post it on our social media. It definitely is a movie, right? The Christmas Day, Miracle on Cell Block. Once upon a. I'm telling you, there's a Miracle and a something else movie, right? I hope someone. That would be great. Linda Doyle says Miracle on Elm Street Christmas special. That would be phenomenal. Matthew man, you know what to do. Miracle on Elm Street. You know what to do, Matthew man. Miracle on 34th Street. Not.
Welcome to Under the Mistletoe, bitch.
I'm telling you, it's something anyway. I mind screaming at last.
Mate,
like, yeah, fucking wrong.
That's one thing that doesn't happen anymore.
What?
Mistletoe. Mistletoe doesn't happen anymore
Mental.
in this society of wokeness. We can't have mistletoe anymore. Yeah, did mistletoe give a kiss? No, I did not give my consent.
Aye, so Miracle on 34th Street. It's funny. Aye. It's alright.
Right, favourite scene.
The one where she's like, ha, and he's like, back at her, and they're both just
Fuck.
looking by a
Clearly,
window.
Kevin does not remember anything
I
about this
don't remember
film.
much.
So
I remember it being class.
I also love the fact that you're like, it was really funny. It's not even a comedy, man. That's the best part. It's a Christmas family drama, and you're like, it was funny, man. She's like, and he's like, no, my favourite bit in that film is where the wee deaf girl waits in the queue to go and see Santa Claus, and she sits on his knee and he starts talking to her, and her mother's like, she's deaf, and he starts doing sign language to her. It's such a sweet wee scene. Really nice. I like that. I like that.
I'm pretty sure that's the same scene I was talking about. Let me just narrate this for you here. We'll put no audio on, right? But I'm pretty sure this may be the scene. There's a window near them, right?
Probably. They're in a building. Exactly the same, mate. I don't know how I never knew that was the scene you were talking about.
Mate,
honestly,
I just told you that he goes ha and she goes ha and there's a window. I told you all three things. Right, that was the scene. So it turns out
away and you log yourself.
I tell you, right? Same scene. So we both go for the same scene. Scrooged. Do you know what's funny? I don't actually remember a lot of Scrooged scenes. I remember the beastie guys, like the ghosty guys, looking fucking hella scary.
Aye, like for a family Christmas film, it's really fucking dark. Like it's really like there's stuff in it that's straight out of horror movies. Like his boss comes to basically, he gives him his first ghostly visit, and he's essentially the Jacob Marley of the film, coming to see Ebenezer, and it's at one point he turns round. In the back of his head, a mouse pushes a golf ball at it.
No!
Like, who came up with that shit? But that scene again is one of my favorite bits where he grabs him, like the ghost grabs him by the neck and kind of shoves him through the window. The glass doesn't smash, but it kind of warps him through the window, and he's just kind of hanging there. And then the ghost's arm just starts to snap. And it's just a really kind of horrible looking practical effect. I love that scene. It's good.
Frighteners.
Aye, I'm very Frighteners actually. Aye,
that's a good. Frighteners. Oh, class.
Shame it's not a Christmas film, eh?
I know, and do you know what? Nobody talks about Frighteners. Frighteners is phenomenal. That was before Michael J. Fox went all wrong. He choose your words wisely. It's back when he was in his prime, wasn't it? Just after Back to the Future and all that stuff. You like that, Jim?
No.
Sorry. Christmas Vacation. My favourite scene in that is when the shower curtain opens and his missus is like, "Yeah, bastard, I'm naked." It's the one I remember.
Of course. I think for me, Christmas Vacation, it's got to be the turkey cutting. He cuts the turkey open and it's just so dried out that it just opens up like a fucking face hugger for Alien. She's like,
do you know, I think a lot of movies were modelled after this, RV and the likes of that, you know? Are we there yet? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
This Santa Claus, a wee tale for you, right? So I went to the same school that I think a lot of your family go to, J Mac, right? Same primary school. And we used to have these fairs every Christmas time. People would bring in shit they didn't want, and the school would sell it and make a profit of it. Right? So I went in, and I remember I got a big fuck off Bugs Bunny. Right, I won a raffle for a big, huge Bugs Bunny, and I was like, "This is probably the coolest thing ever." Gave it to my mum, and she shoved it in a cupboard. I was like, "Oh, class! Could you just tell me that I was your least favorite child and you wanted me to die?" But well, right?
It's like when your wife buys you an own brand pot noodle.
You've sent me pictures. Aye, same thing, right? So, but what I also did though, so I gave her that Bugs Bunny because I was feeling generous. That's just me. I'm a giver, right? And what I did keep for myself was an old VHS of Casper. I don't know if you're seeing a trend here, but I really loved Casper growing up, right?
Apparently so.
So I saw the original TV series of Casper on VHS. So I picked it up. I was like, yeah, I can't wait to get home and watch it. I don't know if you know this about me, Jack, but I like movies, and this was even evident back then. All I would do is buy VHS. We never called them VHS, we called them tapes. I've got a tape, right? So I bought the tape, took it home, pulled it out. It's got a yellow sticker on it, and it says "The Santa Claus." And I'm like, what? But it'd been scratched. I'm like, oh, okay. Yes. Put it on. It's no Casper, man. Mind blown. It was this movie, and for the
Right.
first wee while, because it was scratched, I couldn't tell what the movie was actually called. And it doesn't come up, if I don't remember correctly, saying The Santa Claus. So I watched it because it was the only tape I had. It could have been anything. I was watching it, right? Because back then we did have we could stare at a screen for longer than 30 seconds. You know what I mean? It was a fearless sense of adventure to put a tape on and go, what's on this? And you would see it through, right? And that's how I was introduced to the Santa Claus. And I remember going, I'm so glad that I didn't get a Casper film because I've got names, I've got some of them, right? I'm so glad that Casper one turned out to have maybe somebody just put it into the wrong tape case and never went back to it, right? And that's how I was introduced to that. So again, wee warm fuzzies for the back in the day. My favorite scene in that, I wouldn't say it's favorite, but the one that always sticks out to me is when he's like, "So, what you doing later?" to the wee elf, and she's like, "Thanks, but I'm seeing somebody unwrapping." I'm like, was he trying to get it on with her? And what age is she? And
I know what you mean. It's because the elves are all played by children, but they're supposed to be like hundreds of years old.
right, and
It's a wee bit uncomfortable.
So I was like, and what do you mean you're seeing somebody unwrapping? What age are you? You know what I mean? And aye. Mad, that was always the scene.
I always found that Bernard, the elf, I always found him a wee bit of a creepy fucker. I don't know why, but
he was on WWE.
What's that?
He's all out of shape now. He was in WWE like a year ago. He came down shouting something and got slapped about the ring by Roman Reigns, I believe. And then everyone's like, "Oh my god, did you see? Does everybody remember who that was? He was in the Santa Claus movie." And I was like, "Oh, was he?" And everybody's like, "He's so out of shape." It's like only highlighting that he never used to be out of shape because he was in a movie. Only highlights that he's now out of shape. Nobody would have said anything about him. They would have just said, "Oh, there's that dude," right? But the fact is, it's Bernard. Oh, he's out of shape.
The thing is, it's not like he was built like Jean-Claude Van Damme in this. Do you know what I mean?
Well, he was because he was about 2 feet.
Oh man! I mean, the first time I seen Jean-Claude Van Damme, I was like, surely no. So he's got to be taller than that, man.
No.
Yeah, but no.
Which, by the way, we have met someone from the Santa Claus movie. Who did we meet, J Mac?
We met Judge Reinhold, who is in my favourite scene.
Right, and also Judge Reinhold's wife was like, "You can't film him," and I was like, "So I fucking bet, man. You want to stop us? Aye, you seen Seb next to us? Aye, walk away, fucking walk away."
Like we're going to kick fuck at you.
We still kept filming. I'm like, "Seb, you want us to stop filming?" And Seb's like, "Cute."
It's like, "Ah, that's sweet."
Wait. A quick side note on Seb, right? Love it. So Seb had this idea to rent out some of our movie space, right? By getting a woman to come along, scantily clad as always, as Seb's proper style of photography, right? And he came up with this idea that what he'll do is you get the model and you get the space for £65 an hour, yeah? So he took a promo shot and it's a girl like that.
Oh, I've seen it many times.
He put it up and had to take it down because the woman came back to him and was like, "You made me to look like I cost £65 an hour." And she went, "After heat it up." I think it's just purely in the wording and how it was worded. Love it. I was howling. Seb's like that, like he's standing in the kitchen, he's going like that. Yeah, she thought that, and she was not happy.
It's like, no shit. It's like you just poured somebody out by accident.
He's like that. I fucked up.
What am I like?
I was howling. It was funny.
Oh, I love Seb.
Mate, no one does not love Seb. He's just so much love in a ball. Santa Claus, your favourite scene has Judge in it. Is it when he gets his wee flute, his
Yeah.
wee whistle?
That's when he gets his weenie whistle. Aye. It's that moment where he goes, wow, he is real. And mate, I think it's one of the things that I like. As much as I love Christmas, one of the things I hate about Christmas is the fact that Santa's no real. Because A, it would save me a fortune, and B, it's just it's magical. Do you know what I mean? I love the magic of Christmas. And the good thing is now, because my sons were born so far apart, I get to go through all the magic again. Like even once my oldest son kind of outgrows it, I'll get to go through it all again. And I love the magic of Christmas, and I love the magic of that scene.
Yes,
and it's the way he blows it. When he gets it, like it's in this beautiful wee round box as well. It's like a Pokeball, and he opens it up, and he just. And it's such a shit toy. It's such a shit toy, but that was what he wanted, and he got it. And that was nice.
But bear in mind, his childhood toys like that, a yo-yo was fucking big deal when he was a kid. You don't actually lose the magic of Christmas. Look at what we're doing right now. Don't think you actually lose it. So you get to go through it again, even if it's just you have no kids. Look at what we're doing right now, mate. ULS Sniper says, get Elf higher. See, I told you there's some folk out there that just die by Elf, but for me, I think I was too old when it came out. Hey, the fact Elf's on.
Wait, no. Can I just ask something, mate? Was there something on this podcast that says we're going to do your list? This is our list. This is our list, and we're putting the films where we think they should go. And I think Elf has a mate. Number 6 in the top 10 Christmas films of all time is a very respectable spot.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
I think it's fine where it is. It's fine where it is.
Elf. Favorite scene in Elf. I like it when he goes to the North Pole, and it looks and feels like the North Pole.
Aye, it looks. I mean, it just looks like a cheap ass movie set, and that's what makes it really, really fun. I think that's the charm. A lot of these things have got is like you're looking at a fake movie set and everything's made out of polystyrene, but it's part of the magic of watching a film. Because I think films bring stage shows to another level, and I think when you see stuff like that, it's like watching a stage show unfolding on a screen, and I think that's definitely part of the charm. I saw that I saw a documentary about the making of Elf, and apparently they went through some serious legal troubles because they essentially they were paying homage to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which it was an old stop motion animation thing. They were kind of paying homage to that by a lot of the stuff in Elf, right? Like to the point where it's like there's a difference between paying homage and just ripping the fuck off. So they did have some legal troubles with it. It's an interesting thing. It's on the Movies That Made Us show on Netflix. Really, really good series if you're into your films. But even the design of the elf costume is ripped straight out of this. So I can't remember. It's how you had like Hanna-Barbera, the cartoons. You had something and something. It was like two surnames. I can't remember what they were, but they did this stop motion animation, and there was some serious legal problems that went with Elf. But my favorite scene in Elf. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the film, but there are bits that get me. There's a bit where he jumps into the tree, which is just fucking hilarious. But for me, it's the bit where he drinks the full bottle of Coke. And he just does this massive burp that goes on for about 40 seconds. He's like, it's massive. And then he's like, did you hear that?
Linda says this Peter Dinklage scene. Peter comes across as a wee dick in that.
Call me an elf one more time.
I think he is a bit like that in real life.
Wait, what's the chance of you being a midget and having the word dink in your name?
You're not supposed to call them Inuits now. I've done that purely just to crack you up, by the way. I've done that.
It's not as funny now that I know you meant it. I thought you just done a normal Kevinism.
No, do you know, by the way, here's a wee insider. Sometimes these Kevinisms are purely fictional just for you, just to crack you up.
I'm never going to laugh again. You've just ruined my
You
life.
will, because I deliver it so well. But you're supposed to call them Inuits now. You can't call them midgets. He's an angry elf.
That's
Aye,
right.
in real life.
He's an angry elf.
In real life, aye. Home
Hey,
Alone
little
2.
guy.
Any elves? No, there's no.
Can I just
Home
say
Alone 2.
something, by the way?
Mhm.
Like they say, oh, you can't say midget anymore. You have to say little people. I think little people sounds worse,
Worse, oh aye.
doesn't it?
Look at you, little people.
Aye, it's
I
like a
mean, you could
term.
just call them people. You say, "Hey, that wee dude." Yeah, there. Yeah, that wee dude.
Oh, you're
Right?
still saying we? Can't say we.
Oh, I get called wee if I'm standing next to some cunt that's 6 foot. You know what I mean?
You're about 6 foot, you know?
Well, a ball hair away from it. So if I'm
6
standing next
foot.
to somebody that's 7 foot, then I'm wee.
Aye, that happens every day.
You met Andy Gibb.
Oh, is he tall?
He's about 7 feet. Aye.
Is he?
Aye.
I didn't think he looked that tall in the videos.
Well, he does. He's huge. Well, not huge, but he's tall. Aye. So aye, like I says, wee folk. It's fine. I suppose. Hey, you can call anybody anything. Really, what's the worst they're gonna do? You're gonna offend some cunt, and Ken what? I didn't give a fuck if I offend you. I'm sorry, but I didn't give a fuck. And if you come up to me and go, "Oh, you offended me," I'll probably give a fuck then. But oh, sorry. But other than that, I don't give it much thought. You know
I
what I mean?
saw a meme earlier on that was Yoda. He's like, offended you are? A shit I don't give.
Right? I mean, if you make a deal of it, then fair enough. Let's talk about it, right? But I'm not gonna go through life going, I can't say that, I can't say that, I can't say that. I can fucking say what I want. It's the magic of having these sounds coming out of my fucking face. Anyway, Home Alone 2. Favorite scene? Ooh. Do you know what? Because I'm a Tim Curry fucking absolute adorer. It's probably the part where Catherine, what's her puss, slaps him right in the face. Catherine O'Hara smacks Tim Curry in the face, and he's like,
He's like, do wrap
Wrap
up.
up.
It's awfully
Lovely
cold
woman.
outside.
or the bit where he goes like, "You were here last night too, wasn't you?" And then
And you were smooching with my brother.
and he calls him Cliff. He says he's doing it with Cliff, and they turn to look at Cliff, and he goes, "Whoa, whoa!" There's actually too much in that. The bit where Marv goes to put his, he touches the sink, and he There's far too much in that movie.
There are a lot of moments, man.
The
But
electrocution scene gets me every time.
aye,
Phenomenal.
that is a belter. But I like the
Yes, agree, Jack Logan. And a
I
compliment
was
to the
going
stars
to
of
say that.
hotel.
It's like a limousine and a pizza.
I found the Sterling credit card. You almost forget that Rob Schneider's in that as well, eh?
And Donald Trump.
No, he's in it for a second.
He's only in it so that they could use his hotel. He has to use his hotel. He's like, only if I can be in the movie. So that's where he's in it. I like the.
I love you. You gotta do better than that. I love you.
Mate, I can't believe that the films that he watched in those two movies aren't real movies.
I know.
It's
Have a lovely day.
Have a lovely day. Tim Curry is so good in that.
Underrated in that movie. So underrated in that movie. Love Tim Curry.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm afraid you're mistaken. Right. Let me think of my favorite scene. It must be one of the. Oh, that's it. It's like when they've got their ear up against the door and the tool chest is rolling down the stairs. Like, hey, what's that sound? It's like, I don't know. And he's like, poof, right through the door. It crushes them against the wall and snaps their noses. And he's like, that was just kind of a tool chest falling down the stairs.
Or every time he counts when there's something falling down the stairs and he lands on them, he's like, that was 4. Boom.
Have you seen?
You know what?
Uh-huh.
so good. The Home Alone movies, the first two are just so fucking good, man. So,
Aye,
and it's silly. It's silly. Nothing in that's meant to be taken seriously. It's silly, just humor. How humor's supposed to be. Phenomenal.
exactly, exactly.
Love it.
So, Christmas Carol.
I don't know about favorite scene, but now for me, it's Tuppence, purely because my daughter said it all.
Dippins.
It's that part as
Mhm.
well where he's like, aye, aye, Marley's dead, and he turns and the boy that the Undertaker that's wanting paid's like that, proper staring him down. It's the way
He's
he
like,
stares at him.
um, I've got a lot of favorite moments in that. Like I said earlier on, I think a Christmas Carol is my favorite story of all time. So it's hard for me because this is such a faithful adaptation of the book. That I love every minute of it. But if I was to pick a moment, actually the one I mentioned earlier on where he drops his keys at the door, and he's like, Margaret. It's like we've all done it. Like you're at the door after a day at work and you're trying to get the door unlocked, you drop your keys, you're like, fuck
Margaret.
Margaret. I mean, I was wondering why my cursor was moving about there. It's you again.
It was so good. It was so good. Speaking of another Christmas Carol, Muppets Christmas Carol. I know what your favorite scene is. It's the drummer boy in it.
Aye, but I'll need to give another one because I've already used that card. So I'll let you pick one. And then
For
I'll
me,
go.
I love the song. It's Marley and Marley. I just love everything about it. Everything. That song for me, especially.
I think the songs in the film are amazing. Like it's just it's a beautiful wee film. If I was to pick a moment, it's probably something with Rizzo the Rat because he's just fucking hilarious in it. I'm going to go with the jelly bean bag. That like they've just climbed, him and Gonzo have just climbed over this fence. Or sorry, him and Charles Dickens have just climbed over this fence. This gate that's really high. It took them ages to go over it, and he's like, oh man, I left my bag of jelly beans over there. Then he's like, he looks back up at the gate, and he's like, and just walks through the bars. He's like, you can fit through those bars? He's like, yeah. He's like, you're such an idiot. Again, I think the whole film is just an absolute joy to behold. Michael Caine is brilliant as Ebenezer Scrooge. Just his line delivery is brilliant, and like, it's a bit where he's talking to Fred, his nephew, at the beginning, and he just looks him dead in the eye. And he's like, if I should have my will, any idiot who goes around with Merry Christmas on his lips should be cooked with his own turkey and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. And it's just the way he delivers is just Michael Caine. Michael Caine. I love it.
Really good, eh?
Love
really
it. Jack Logan says, how would the bookkeeping staff like to be unemployed? Heat wave. This is my island in the sun.
Class, man, class. On to a powerhouse. One of my all-time favorite movies ever.
Sorry, that's another bit near the beginning where he's like, excuse me, Mr. Scrooge, the bookkeeping staff were wondering if they could have an extra pail of coal for the fire. He's like, yeah, our pens have turned to inksicles. Like, our assets are frozen. Oh, it's amazing.
So good. Guess what
right, so
the Grinch. The Grinch. I would say I can't pick a scene, man. It's one of those movies for me. It's just every fucking scene. I like when he's what does he say?
I like when he's grunching.
No, he's like 442, dinner with me, I can't cancel. You know, when he's like, look at myself in self-loathing. Was it, you know, when he destroys the town after he becomes a holiday cheermeister, and he's like,
Yeah.
move up. You might want to scooch over. And he kind of makes a wee fart sound as he sits in that wee tiny car, crashes into the big tree, and just blows up.
Mate, I have to say, like him driving about in that wee motor is fucking hilarious. I'll give you that one. I will give you that one.
Only so I can write it twice and get bored and sell it to make glue. I want a pony. Not every part. There's just too much. Hey, have you seen what Cindy Lou Who does now? Taylor
Tell me it's
Momsen.
no porn.
Nah, she's in a band, but she pretty much goes on stage and then strips off topless.
Aye.
He's like, Google. Aye, she does. Aye.
Not at all.
Come back, Jay Mack. Come back. There he is.
I never left.
Aye, okay.
You put me it.
Blame
There
me.
must be a fast key. No, I must have pressed a key that just makes me leave.
Linda laughs because she knows. She knows.
Linda's got a fringe. She's got a new haircut.
She does.
See that?
Does she not have a fringe before?
I don't remember. Looks like a new haircut. I like it. It's
She
very nice.
definitely had hair last time we saw her, right?
She had hair. I don't think she was baldy the first time I met her. I can't fucking remember that. It's all Lorna's coming. She's bringing her daughter. Oh, she's fucking bald.
That's really funny. Who's that bald lassie again that does paranormal stuff?
Gil Porter.
Aye. Gil Doyle. Just kidding. That'd have been funny. We wouldn't have needed any light for that cinema thing. We just had to shine the camera for heat. If she was bald.
We'll just use refraction here.
Linda says, haha, it's all wigs. Nah, it doesn't look like a wig, I reckon.
It's a good wig then. It's a good wig.
A good wig.
So, the Grinch, favourite scene. Again, I'm not a huge lover of the film in general, but I'll go with the bit where that snooty neighbour is like firing all the lights onto her house, like I think just because I wish we could all do that.
Looks like this.
Aye.
Why is she speaking like that, eh?
I don't know.
It was quite a cool wee way to shoot it all into the roof, though. That was quite funny.
Aye, that goes to show you how little I kind of feel or remember about the film is that bit sticks out.
Look at that hack job!
Although I do think he looked quite funny as a kid.
Are you two still living? And we're on to final.
Home Alone.
Home Alone. Oh, watching that again in the cinema was so good.
Mate, is it what age did you get to before you realised that Kevin's mum was actually really attractive? Because I never noticed it as a kid, and I think I only noticed it within the last 10 years or so.
Probably not in Beetlejuice.
Oh no, it's that the haircut in Beetlejuice and her personality, because she's a fucking horrendous bitch. But like in Home Alone, she's actually a good person. You know, she's a good person who gets driven to the edge by a pain in the arse of a boy, which we can all relate to. I'm assuming. Kevin. The fact that his name's Kevin's even funny.
I know, right? That like so many teachers growing up, and I was never a bad. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't a bad pupil. I got on with all my teachers. Sometimes they'd have to reel me back to the conversation, the conversation at hand.
I'm shocked.
I'd be doing something, and then you just hear, Kevin! And they used to all say that. They used to all say, I feel like I'm the mum in Home Alone. And I was not, like I say, I was not a bad student at all. Like, and I fucking passed my exams and shit. I just sometimes would stray for that point. Sometimes you just need to bring them back to the point, you see.
I was telling my mum and dad about that exact thing earlier on the day.
Jack says the best part about Home Alone is Joe Pesci trying to desperately not swear because he's used to being in Scorsese gangster films. True story.
Wait, how funny would it be though if Home Alone was like him slipping on micro machines and going, "You little motherfucker, you!"
Wait, did you see Home Alone with blood?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
it's pretty good. Like, did you ever see the realistic Home Alone? And
I never actually.
it was they actually had doctors study the footage of the film and actually explain what would happen to people in
They'd be
the
dead.
circumstances. Mate, it's like Harry and Marv both would have died multiple times. Like the paint cans to the face were devastating. Like literally just would smash your face to bits.
You know what I like about Home Alone as well is it takes its time. It took its time because I remember in the cinema going, "This is the bit where it's gonna like this is where they're turning it up now." You know, obviously when Harry and Marv show up to rob the joint, there's a good while before that where it's building story. Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel a lot of movies these days they jump straight into what it's about, and they don't give it time. They don't give you time enough to care about the characters.
It's attention spans, man. That's it.
Yeah, and I think having that was great. See the music as well. Oh, just sitting in the cinema and all of it brilliant, and everybody laughing, and it was class.
Mhm.
My son, who loves Home Alone, was sitting like 3 or 4 seats down from me, right? And every time something funny would happen, he and I would laugh like hell, right? But my girls and my wife would like they would kind of ha ha ha, but he and I were like ha ha, and that way we just like peer over and we look at each other across the cinema, looking at each other, howling.
There
So
is something about that, like when you can share a moment with somebody just like this, you're just like,
totally, and it's brilliant when it's your son because that was me at his age watching this movie. In all seriousness, the church scene is one of the best scenes in a Christmas film. Oh, the choir,
ah, it's
the
beautiful.
choir. My wife even said that gave her funny feels
It
because
does. There's
they are
something about that
really
song.
good.
Fall on your knees and
Aye.
hear the angel voice. It takes you back. It
Oh
takes you
yeah.
back to being a kid, and it actually, um, my kid was in his Christmas concert recently at school. Unfortunately, I couldn't go. I was working as
I couldn't go. I was pissed.
I was actually working,
Aye.
and like, Mel, my wife, was saying that there was a lot of the parents were actually crying like during
Aye.
the kids' Christmas concert. And I think
And
it's a
when they
combination of
both cried.
seeing your kid achieving something and getting
Aye.
on stage and performing. But I also think there's something about hearing the songs that you used to sing when you were a
Mm.
kid at school.
Aye.
Like the really brings back the feels.
Aye.
And I think for me, uh, it's Away in a Manger. I can't hear Away in a Manger without kind of getting
Aye.
quite fucking hell. Look at this fake. Oh no, I just got his band. Uh,
Jack
so
Logan.
I I actually remember I was going to say it to Ferranti when we were interviewing him, like his film Leech. I was like, I'm not going to feel the same way about Away in a Manger again in my fucking life. Thanks for that.
Aye.
But aye, and I think there's something about choral, or is it choral? Or it's choral Christmas music sung by choirs. I could listen to it all year. I think
Like
it's beautiful
it
sounds.
reminds me of the intro to the old Mr. Bean TV series. That choir was class. Like there was, throughout the old Mr. Bean series, they'd have a
Hmm.
great wee choir, even at the Christmas episodes.
It was always the same song. Do you know what do you know what the lyrics actually mean?
No.
It was like he is it's something like he is the man who is a bean. It's Latin. They're singing in Latin, and the translation is like here is the man who is a bean. He is a bean. He is a bean.
The
It's
thing is,
something like it's
they
something
also
like
made him
that.
out to be an alien because the intro shows him like getting like
I think
falls
that's
out.
one. It's one of the nice things about Mr. Bean is we don't actually know what he is. Like because of that
He's
intro,
just
you
a
don't know
nasty.
is he an alien? Is he a fallen angel or something? Has he been misbehaving in heaven and get booted down to cause havoc on earth? Do you know what I mean?
Behold the man
Nobody
who is
really
a
knows
bean.
what Mr. Bean is. Behold the man
Uh,
who has a bean. Aye. Um, and we ended up talking about Mr. Bean. That's class. But that's another one that really hits me in the feels. Actually,
uh,
is the Christmas episode in Mr. Bean.
uh,
Um, I think
classic.
like when he's doing the conducting with the Salvation Army, all that stuff. Aye. And It's brilliant.
Phenomenal. That's what it goes.
But it's the bit where his missus is like pointing to the ring in the window of the
He gets to
jeweler's
the
shop,
fucking
pointing, and
photo.
he buys her the photo that's behind it, and then he's like, oh, forgot the most important bit, and then he gives her like the fucking jewelry
Ring.
box and she opens it, and it's the
A
picture
fucking
hook.
peg. Mate, I've got all of them on DVD, every single one of those episodes, and I will not.
So
part
have I. I love
So
Mr.
good.
Bean. Even the Mr. Bean cartoon's actually pretty
Right,
decent.
right.
It's pretty good.
So
So I don't think I gave my favourite Home Alone moment yet. Because I think I was actually going to say the church scene when he meets the old man who he's been scared of for the entire first 2/3 of the film. And just he turns out to be this really kind of sweet old man. But I don't know, like an old man randomly sitting next to a wee boy in a church isn't necessarily a good thing these days.
No, I know.
But love Home Alone. I will never not love Home Alone. The funny thing about it is that like my memories go back to when I was like 2 or 3 years old. Right, I remember a long time in my life. I cannot remember a time without Home Alone, which only came out when I was 6. So there must have been a few years where there was no Home Alone in my life, but I can't remember it. It is such a part of probably what makes me me.
Mate, look at
Home Alone. I know.
The whole time. Absolutely same. I don't think there's. I kind of modeled my personality off of guys like Kevin McAllister, Jim Carrey. I mean, that's kind of who I am. If you take wee elements of these people, you get me, right? So I like to think that TV raises you a wee bit. What you're raised on kind of contributes a little bit to who you become. And I always found great comfort in watching people and laughing. So I think that's probably why.
Apparently, I spent a lot of time watching a show called Little Bitch Man.
Little Bitch Man. Great cast, man. Great cast.
But I think Christmas movies, I love them. I don't even only watch them at Christmas. There are certain ones that I will watch at any time of the year, but there are certain ones that I will leave until Christmas time. The Muppet Christmas Carol is my Christmas Eve film every year. It has been for I don't even know how long. I know it came out in 1991. Whether it's been a yearly thing since then, I would doubt. It could be for like 1995, 96 onwards. It's been a yearly tradition to watch that, and I've carried it away from living with my parents, and we do it in my house now, and I love that. You're sharing your childhood with your own children, and I love that, and that's what Christmas is all about.
My top three. That's my Christmas Eve. Throughout the day, throughout the week, the Christmas Carol, The Grinch, and Home Alone. Most definitely. Can you fucking whack it? Well, this has been a good wee jaunt down memory lane. Hey, this is what Christmas movies should make you. You notice how we're like, class movie that Scrooge did that, and the minute I get to the top 3, we're like, right, let's get right into it here. That's when it shows you they deserve to be at the top, because that's where it's not just about how good the movie is; it's actually what it is and what it kind of means to you. Like I say, I've just seen Home Alone in the cinema, and there's something to sharing that with other people and being there while people are sharing that with their kids. It's magical, it's timeless, and it shall never be replicated. And also, how many movies do you know of like this current period we're in, or the last 15 years, where you can hum every fucking note to a score? Right?
I know. I actually watched an episode of Family Guy the other night where they were sitting in the whole family were sitting in the house bored for some reason. I don't know what was going on, but like they couldn't watch TV and stuff. And Peter just went, he's like, hey, you know what I could do? He's like, I could sing the score to the Raiders of the Last Ark. And it does the whole thing. It takes about 10 minutes of the cartoon. He's like, It goes on so long that it's completely absurd, but I just kept laughing. And Mel's like, "This is just annoying." I'm like, "I know, that's why it's funny." Um, but I like the Home Alone score by the one and only, the great. I was going to say late and great. He's not even dead yet. The great John Williams. The score for Home Alone. Actually, the score for Home Alone for me is Christmas music. It's not even a movie score. It's Christmas music. Aye. It's and the candles in the window, shadow painting a ceiling. I love it. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I could have sworn that was like a traditional Christmas song that he just added stuff round about, but no, it was his original
That's
tune.
what you
So
call an absolute fucking artist. An
aye.
absolute artist. Linda says, Claus is my favourite Christmas movie. The ending is so beautiful. We'll need to check it out. Janice says, sorry I wasn't here earlier, guys. We weren't home. Well, Janice, that's fine. I hope whatever you were doing was filled with lovely, happy memories and all that cool stuff, and hopefully some hot chocolate and something else. I need to check out Claus. I don't think I've seen that. I'm looking forward to seeing something horror, Christmassy. I like Christmas horror. But
There is the mean one which has just come out. I don't know. I was looking forward to it, and then I seen the trailer. I was like, I don't even know if this looks any good. I checked it. I checked the IMDb score earlier on. It was sitting at a 6.2, which is not bad, but it only had like 85 views, and that's probably everybody that made it. So it's kind of hard to judge at this point whether it's going to be any good or not. But it does have the guy who played the Terrifier. Kevin will remind me of his name because I keep forgetting it. David Howard Thornton. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
He plays the mean one, the Grinch, and that is enough of a link to make you go. I hope it's really fucked up, but the trailer doesn't really give too much away. It doesn't even. I don't really think it gives it much justice. Well, just need to wait and see. But I'm looking forward to seeing it anyway. We don't get enough good Christmas horror movies. The only good Christmas horror movie that's ever really existed, I think, was probably Black Christmas, the original. But Krampus was a bit more comedy than horror. It was, I don't know. So a good Christmas horror movie, I think would be good fun.
Satan's Little Helper, class Christmas movie. Check it out. Loved it.
Never even heard of it.
Check it out. It's class. I love it. And on that note, lads, we'll fucking catch you. What a way to end the show. We'll fucking catch you. We shall catch you guys on the flip side next week. We've got some cool stuff coming up, so make sure to keep an eye out for when we go live and all that cool stuff. If you want to contact us, you can do so at www.jabberpodcast.com. And the Bob Hooter is dancing. Woo! Thank you. And thanks again for tuning in, and we shall see you guys later. J-Mac.
Absolutely, and keep Christmas in your heart because that's where it belongs. Love you all. I'll see you next week.
See you later, guys.
Fuck off, Norton. Google Chrome protection alert. Fucking.